Welcome back to another Shelf-Stable Pantry Recipe collaboration. This occurs on the first Tuesday of every month, and today I'm going to show you how to make some easy and quick skillet meals straight from your food storage. Now let me tell you the other channels that are in this collaboration. We have Tuliloo Creates, Alderman Farms, Crazy Days, Diane the Canning Nana, Fermented Homestead, Helga's Pennsylvania Cooking, In the Kitchen with Karen, Jenny's Scratch Made Kitchen, Linda's Pantry, Mennonite Farmhouse, Sutton's Days, and me, Prepper Potpourri. All of these channels have gotten together and are making videos with shelf-stable ingredients. And they're printing the recipe either below their video or have a URL that you can click and get a printout. And then you can put it in your own family's food storage pantry recipe cookbook. I mean, this is a great collaboration. Hey resilient citizens, this is Prepper Potpourri asking you to click on that subscribe button if you haven't, and on the bell icon below so you're notified each time a new video comes out. Now for this collaboration, there is a playlist listed below and the URL for the printout of the recipes that I'm going to feature. And there's also a URL for one of the recipes I mentioned, which is teriyaki spam and rice. It is so good. And I made a previous video about it, so I'll link it here. But it's fast, easy, and your family won't even know they ate spam. They'll just know it was delicious. Today, I'm going to feature 2 skillet meal recipes. Now, the first one uses, well, you had to expect this coming, right? Ramen noodles. And you know what? Until I made this recipe, I had never tasted ramen. I know, that's right. But my husband loves ramen and my kids love ramen. So I wanted to try this recipe because it's so fast and easy. And I know a lot of you have ramen in your food storage because it is inexpensive and can keep people safe for up to 2 years on your pantry shelves. And the other recipe I'm going to feature is because a subscriber asked me, do I have any recipes that use Vienna sausages? Because the subscriber was right. A lot of us preppers keep these on our pantry shelves because they last a long time. But, you know, I'm not one to just eat it out of the jar. Texture kind of bothers me, but if I slice it or dice it up and put it in a recipe, I think it's just fine. So our second recipe will feature Vienna sausages, but you know what? It could be made with any meat. In fact, the recipe originally was for Polish kielbasa. For this recipe, we have 2 packages of beef flavored ramen, 1 pound ground beef, which I thawed out of the freezer, but I could have used my canned ground beef too. Or if you have Keystone and canned ground beef or freeze-dried ground beef, whatever you have, you can use. And of course, you can also substitute other meat for this. And then you're supposed to have 1 onion chopped, but because we're trying to use things in our pantry, we're going to use that minced onion back there, 3 tablespoons of it. And we need 1 can of tomato soup. And we're going to use, after dumping out that soup, a half a can of water, 1 teaspoon mustard, 1 teaspoon Worcestershire sauce, and salt and pepper to taste. First, you want to make the ramen according to your package's instructions. So we had our 4 cups of boiling water. We've added both packages of ramen. We're going to let it boil for 3 minutes. I'm going to turn the heat off, put in the seasoning packet. And then stir it up. We're going to leave it for about a minute. And then we're going to drain off most of the water. And now it's time to brown our meat and onions. And we're going to add 3 tablespoons of minced onions here. And mine are heaping tablespoons because we love onions. I'll be back when this is browned up. Okay, we're going to stir in the soup. Okay, so we want our 1 teaspoon of mustard. Get a little messy here. And we had also put in 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire. I'm going to mix that up. Then the recipe says 1/2 can of water, but I am just using this broth from the noodles. Add some extra beefiness to it. Mix this up. Oh, it's smelling good. You want to simmer this on low just a bit to let some of the sauce here absorb. I'll be back. I'm going to add a little pepper and a little salt. Just mix this in. Now we want to add our noodles. Stir it all up carefully here so noodles get coated with the meat and the sauce. We'll be back. Oh, doesn't that look good? And I just got to put a little Parmesan on mine. Okay. And now for the taste test. Here we go. Get a little meat, little noodles. Try not to burn our mouth, which I seem to do about every time I do a taste test because I'm trying to hurry up and get this done and then get the meal on the table for the family. It's really good. It almost slides down your throat. I do like a little spice in it though, just a minute. So I'm gonna add some of my red pepper flakes. Oh yeah. Let's have another bite. Really good. Kind of like a fast spaghetti, right? And so easy. So my husband just finished his plate and he loved this meal. He thought it was frickin' awesome. That's the exact quote. I said, yeah, you know, it's kind of like between a sloppy Joe and spaghetti. And he said, well, or like a goulash. Anyway, he really liked it, would like it again. And it's so easy to make with shelf-stable ingredients. Now on to our second recipe. It is confetti Vienna sausage skillet. And I got the smoky links because if I do have to eat Vienna sausages, I prefer the smoky ones or the barbecue. I mean, this recipe is so easy. It's basically a dump and heat through. I mean, it couldn't be simpler. And it's pretty nutritious for you too. Now for our ingredients. We're going to need 1 tablespoon of oil, 2 cans of Vienna sausage, and I got the smoked variety, but you can use whatever variety you want, and I have them cut in slices. Then if you had a fresh medium onion, you could have it and slice it, but since we're using only Shelf Stable, I am using 3 tablespoons of the onion flakes. And then we want 1/2 cup of chicken broth. And then the seasoning blend here, 1/4 teaspoon chili powder, 1/4 cumin powder, and 1/4 oregano. And we need 1 can of black beans here, drained and rinsed. 1 package of ready-to-serve rice, I'm using the brown rice here. Now this recipe does feature a ready-to-serve rice. You know, you just have to heat it up, but you can easily use any rice in your pantry. This just makes it incredibly fast to make this recipe. 1 cup corn, and I am using the fire roasted canned corn. I thought that might give it a good flavor. And 1/2 cup chopped roasted sweet red peppers. Now those do come in a jar and can be shelf stable, but in my case, I had froze up a lot of what I call pulp for sweet red pepper. So I'm going to use 1/2 of one of these discs. And the reason I do this is my husband doesn't really like sweet pepper, but he doesn't notice it at all when I make it like this and put it in a recipe. And then optional, you can use 1/2 a can canned mushrooms drained, or 1 teaspoon powdered cilantro is in the recipe, but my husband doesn't like cilantro, so not using it. Okay, let's cook. We're gonna put in our little Vienna sausages, which smell smoky, our onion, and some garlic powder. Now we're just going to brown up a little bit the sausages. We'll be back. Now I'm adding my pulp so it will fall out. I'm going to brown up our onions here. Maybe a little of the meat. We'll be back. I'm going to add our broth and our seasoning blend. Stir that all up. Corn, black beans, and our rice. Now you gotta be careful, this rice goes all over as you break it up. And we're just going to let all of this heat through, mix it well. Isn't that pretty? You can see why they call it confetti. Time for a taste test. So here it is, all dished up. I'm going to just let it cool a minute, and then we'll do the taste test. Here we have it. So pretty. See, the steam's really coming from it, yeah? Okay, we got some wieners, some beans, and corn and rice. It does retain smoky flavor. Another bite. I still have problems with textures of the actual Vienna sausages because they melt in your mouth, literally. But with the smoky flavor and on the veggies and the rice, this is a winner. So I want you to take time and experiment what you have in your food storage. How can it go together? And I have this chart. Choose a meat. Let's say it's canned chicken. And from your vegetable choices, let's add some black beans and salsa. And then let's do rice, the rice of your choice. And for your sauce, how about chicken broth with a ranch dressing packet? Put it all together, and again, you've got a great tasting meal right from your food storage, and it really didn't take hardly any time to make. So remember, have fun, experiment with what you have. Recipes are only guides. Now be sure to check out the other channels for their recipes, and make sure you print them and put them in your cookbook. And check out the playlist below where I have past videos in this collaboration, and as soon as I see a new video posted, I put it in the playlist. So get busy, print out your recipes and put them in the cookbook. And remember, this occurs the first Tuesday of every month.